What's up, everyone? My name is Jeff, and today we are going to have some fun playing Magic, and we're diving into Historic today. I'm actually filming this on Sunday, and this will be going out Friday, which the Historic Anthology has come out by that point, but I will not have it in this one, just so you guys know. But what we're trying to play is a deck that I don't think is going to be changed by any of that. It's based around Magistrate Scepter, which is 3-mana artifact. You can pay for to tap it, put a charge counter onto Magistrate Scepter, and then you can tap it, remove 3 charge counters from the Scepter, and you take an extra turn after this one. So what we can do is we're trying to proliferate so that we can get a token first off. We have to pay for to get the first charge counter onto the Scepter. After that, we can start proliferating with our Flux Channeler and Evolution Sage, which are our main proliferations. We have Contentious Plan. I was also debating on throwing in Planar Cleansing, because you can proliferate 4 times. What is it? Celebration, that's what it is. Plane wide celebration. You could proliferate 4 times, which just gives you an extra turn and an extra counter onto it, whatever. So, but what we're trying to do basically is get out a couple Flux Channelers, a couple Evolution Sages, have Magistrate Scepters out. We can keep getting back, Fabled Passage to proliferate on the Magistrate Scepter. We have our Dryad of the Ilsian Grow, so we can play multiple lands in a turn. Keep putting counters onto Magistrate Scepter. Cast things like Nissa, Tamiyo, all these different things that proliferate, do cool things for us. And we can hopefully get to a point where we're not necessarily taking infinite turns, but taking multiple turns at a time and getting to a point where we just win. The main win condition, though, is, hopefully they just start scooping because we go crazy. But really the main win condition is Nissa. We need to get Nissa to actually win the game, because we don't have ways to put counters onto stuff very well with this. It's actually a little bit of a weird deck. But Nissa is so busted with Flux Channeler, with Evolution Sage, that we can start putting counters onto the lands, which turning them from 3/3s to 4/4s makes a big difference. All of our elementals that come out, getting Nissa up to the ultimate quicker. And if we have an Evolution Sage and a counter onto Magistrate Scepter, and we go grab, however many lands, we can suddenly be able to take 3 or 4 turns in a row. And with a Nissa on the battlefield, being able to take multiple turns in a row and proliferating everything, that should just be game. So that's kind of the dream, is to have Magistrate Scepter out, have, Flux Channeler, have Evolution Sage, something like that. Get to the ultimate with Nissa and swing in with a massive deck. I was trying to find some way to kind of keep some removal in this deck, because that's the biggest thing. We have a lot of pieces that we need. Crucible of Worlds to make sure that we can actually use the Fabled Passages. I was debating on throwing like Evolving Wilds as well, but I'd rather not deal with it too much. This is nice because Nissa's lands do die every once in a while, and so having Crucible Worlds to bring them back is nice. The Dryads to let us play multiple is nice. But we're really lacking in removal and that kind of stuff. You know what? We can actually add one thing here to kind of give us at least an out, and that will be, first off, Castle Ventress, River's Rebuke. So 1 River's Rebuke will at least give us a shot. We can go digging for it with Tamiyo if we need. It's bounce everything that target opponent has controls to their hand. So all permanents go back to their hand. It's like a one-sided Cyclonic Rift, basically, but for 6 mana, sorcery speed. And that'll probably help. What else do we go down now for that? Probably Contentious Plan. I really want to make sure that we have some unsummon, some removal. And Contentious Plan is kind of meh. All right, so yeah, there we go. So that's the deck. Let's go ahead and get into the gameplay, see how it does for us. Wish me luck.
Before we jump into the gameplay, a quick thanks to Fusion Gaming for sponsoring this video. Be sure to head over to FusionGamingOnline.com for all your Magic the Gathering needs. Check the link in the description below.
Yeah, so I'm going to be playing in a Historic event with this one. It is a janky deck. This is one of those that we're going to try to make the combo happen, and we succeed if the combo happens, like ever, like whatever. If we win a game with it, which I already have won games with this deck, so it's possible. We have card draw. We have some early game tempo plays. Tamiyo can help us dig for our pieces, so we'll keep it. I don't like having double Tamiyo, but they're going to mulligan to Oblivion, and so we just win. And we have our Tamiyo sleeves, so this will be nice. But yeah, in this deck, if we get you know, if we win a game, we're really happy. It's just one of those that is we play because it's fun. All right, pass the turn. We'll probably contentious plan. Oh, it's only sorcery speed. Oh man, that really is not that great, is it? Do we care about that? I guess not. Land would be nice here. All right, perfect. All right, so Dryad. Let's not shock ourselves right now. Pass the turn. Risen Reef. Alright, play Tamio. I think we dig for Nissa.
I would like to test a new hypothesis with you.
Because we need to actually be able to win. Like, Magistrate Scepter I'd like to hit, but we're not at a place where we can really do anything. We don't have Proliferation. So let's go Nissa. Ooh, we lost a lot of good things. Sure, attack in, why not? I'm fine taking one at Tamio. That's not a big deal. Grabbing the Crucible Worlds with Dryads actually will be really good here. That's actually really powerful. The Cavalier of Thorns. I was kind of hoping that we could hold up mana to unsummon Risen Reef as something was coming out. Could have been good. Agent of Treacheries into the graveyard. Not grand. We can bounce the Cavalier of Thorns at least. Slow them down for a little bit. They keep milling, but that's fine.
Stop interrupting me.
Alright, so we can play another Dryad. How do we want to do this? Alright, so return Crucible of Worlds.
The past is never forgotten.
Play Crucible of Worlds. We get 2 lands here, so let's go Island. Oh, I should have played Double Forest. I guess I can still do this. Alright, so play Dryad. Fabled Passage. Pass the turn. We actually probably need some like good payoffs, like a Mass Manipulation or something like that in this deck as well. So they have the Agent of Treachery. Alright. We'll see what they hit here, actually. Stilling or Tamio. Okay. I was thinking we could unsummon something back to our hand, but not the Tamio. Looking for Uro, whatever. Everyone gets mad at me because I don't think. Oh, Yarok. Oh, that's fun. All right, Yarok is a fun card. Leafkin Druid. Not gonna bounce the Risen Reef. We need to deal with this Cavalier Thorns. We can't be taking hits at this point. Oh wait, cancel. Alright, bounce the Cavalier. Okay. We'd like to find a Nissa. Yeah, whatever. I guess it would be nice to have something mana available.
Every story
All right,
is an
tick up.
opportunity for new data. I think you will find my notes
Nissa.
helpful.
Well, we found all of our lands. Alright, let's go ahead and contentious plan here. Hinterland Harbor. Breeding pool. We'll go ahead and pay for it so we can get the evolution sage. Oh, I guess I had more lands, whatever. And breeding pool tapped. Alright, no attacks, pass the turn. This Agent Treachery is really annoying. If they have Thassa or some way to bounce it, it's not good for us. They can keep digging for Yarok. Or just bring back an Agent of Treachery. Yeah, that's not good.
Should be discarded.
It might be worthwhile for them to just steal the Evolution Sage. But yeah, they take our Tameo. They get another Agent of Treachery back from the graveyard. Oh man, I love how good our deck is for them. This is kind of what we can do though. We can do some cool things with ramp, but it really is kind of banking on that we hit something good. We didn't even find our Magistrate Scepters or anything. Alright, they found a Thassa. Lots of good things in the graveyard for them to find. Yikes.
I follow the tracks of the wise.
Okay, play Magistrate Scepter. Man, they have Thassa, so it's... we know that they can just steal this and take their own turns. Okay, Fable Passage. Yeah, submit one. Well, we're doing the thing, but we're gonna do it for them instead. Yeah, so Fable Passage is great, especially with all of these guys, because we can keep sacking it, get another card each time, proliferate like crazy. So on the next turn, we could have nearly infinite turns. We run out of basic lands, but we can play Fable Passage every turn to the point where we actually could have infinite turns at this point. The issue is that they're going to steal it. So if we had Corridor Monitor right here, actually, could be worth maybe playing in the deck. Yeah, good game. They steal our Magistrate Scepter. They get the infinite turns. Yeah, we're going to concede. Oh, man. So yeah, Thassa's... There's just so many bad things about that, but we were so close to getting to a point where we could just go infinite basically with turns. They just happen to have the things to steal our stuff. So that's what we're trying to do though. We technically comboed off and we would have been able to go again, because Fatal Passage, even if it doesn't hit any basic lands, you can still play it out, proliferate, keep going proliferate, as long as we can have 3 counters and still keep 1 on it. So we had 7 on there, so we could have been able to do it. Just keep getting 3 on it every turn and be awesome. A little bit awkward hand. We have a lot of ways to proliferate, but no payoffs. I'm gonna mulligan. I'd rather have a bit more ramp. Yeah, we'll keep this. Drop a Flux Channeler. We can get the Magistrate Scepter out, Evolution Sage, maybe get a counter on it first and then start proliferating. Let's go. We don't have anything to proliferate on. I mean, we could have this just to start swinging in, but that's fine. We can start putting counters on it next turn. A Seeker's Slider. Yeah, pass the turn. Don't have things to steal my stuff. That's just not cool, friend. Pal. Dude. Man the Dread Horde. Alright, yeah. Sultai Exploration. Fun deck. No blocks. Counter on. Another one. Having another one's not terrible either, but it's not really great right now. Dryad is at least a good blocker for the moment. Not having lands, though. Not grand. Jade Light Arranger. Alright, so we can start playing multiple things here. I'm going to go ahead and play out Flux Channeler. And no attacks, pass the turn. We at least have a good blocker with the Dryad at the moment. We get to proliferate twice next turn. With Flux Channeler and this. If we hit land, we can actually proliferate with the other Magistrate Scepter as well. So then we can at least take an extra turn. Alright, there we go. So we drew land. Oh, maybe I should have gone Evolution Sage. Yeah, that probably would have been better. Alright, Magistrate Scepter number 2. Submit. Do I want to take the extra turn now or wait a turn? Because I could put a counter onto this. Let's go ahead and draw cards. We need to hit some other stuff. Hitting lands would be nice. We also get to take the extra turn right now. Should have held on to the land. Alright, let's oh man, this is awkward. Okay, Evolution Sage. Pay 2. Okay, before this resolves, actually. Oh, come on, let us react. Dang, I should have held full control. Okay, pass the turn. Pretty much anything lets us start going with this. The nice thing is double Magistrate Scepter as well is another way that we can start having infinite turns with this deck. So we're pretty well set up at the moment, actually. We're in actually really good shape, right? Spark double, so they're leaving everything wide open. If we hit the right card here, we are in great shape. So the question is, do we just try to take an extra turn with this one? Or I think we try to put the counter onto the other one. So many things proliferate for us here. We'll go ahead and put a counter on. Alright, up to 27. They have a massive board. That's cool and all. Crucible Worlds. Nothing. Actually, wait. This is fine. We get to proliferate. Let's take an extra turn. Put a counter onto this one. No attacks. Draw a card. There we go. Fabled Passage. All right, so first off, put a counter here. Fabled Passage. Yep, submit. Dude, this is so fun. All right, sweet, sweet, sweet. Life is good. Life is grand. Let's grab Island. Why not? Yep, submit. Just want to sink a game. They see the writing on the wall. Yep, we have infinite turns, basically. We will take an extra turn after this one. Yep, good game. They haven't actually seen a win condition yet. But this is what this deck can do. It is so much fun. Yeah, we just keep putting counters onto everything. We get infinite turns with it. Eventually we find a Nissa and we win the game. Oh, that's so fun. I mean, there is a chance that we could kind of fizzle with that. We run out of... If we haven't drawn a Nissa by the time that we run out of lands to grab with Fabled Passage, and we don't have a second Ilsian Dryad, that could be bad. But that is exactly what we're trying to do with the combo. The issue with this combo is that it's a little bit unprotected. It is kind of dependent on our stuff staying on the board, which is why it's fun to play in more free play formats. Typically, once you go into competitive, people are actually playing, you know, the things they should be, which is, they're playing. What am I trying to say? Oh my gosh, removal. There we go. That's the word. Once people are playing removal, it's a lot worse. So this is a little bit weird of a hand, but Fabled Passage, Crucible Worlds, and Evolution Sage is great, and Magistrate Scepter. So like, we have so many pieces that help us win with this, so we're gonna keep it. Blue, mono, white. I'm not sure we can keep up with aggro. That helps. Being able to ramp into our combo is a little bit better. Any extra turn to get us ahead is nice here. So what do we lead with? Probably Magistrate Scepter. Maybe now it's just Llanowar Elves. We get a little bit more ramp. Alright, we need to not die. Alright, play Llanowar Elves, play Fabled Passage. Let's go ahead and activate it now. Okay, pass the turn. Really hope they don't have, what's the 2 mana flyer? 2 white mana flyer. He turns off Nissa completely, and he shuts down Crucible of Worlds. We have lots of life gain, lots of badness for us. But life total is not going too low yet. River's Rebuke is cool. We're actually pretty close to being able to use it, too. Alright, let's actually just dig for Nissa here, I think.
You would make an excellent informant for my study.
I'm playing out Planeswalkers because if they die, it's not terrible for us. We actually want them to be attacking Tamiyo instead of us. That would be great. Anything to slow down the combo or damage. Okay, Soul Warden, lots of life gain. No Heliod yet, though. No big payoff. I mean, Linden's not bad, but no blocks. Losing Tamiyo's annoying because we could have grabbed a land there. Okay, Crucible Worlds means we can. Yeah, let's play Crucible Worlds. Play land and how much damage are we taking this turn? If they have the Heliod, it's really bad here. We could unsummon. We know we're going for the River's Rebuke, though. I'm just worried about actually dying here. Alright, Evolution Sage, pass the turn. It's another blocker at least. If they do get Heliod and go crazy big here, we can block. And before we River's Rebuke. River's Rebuke is great with Tamiyo as well, because we can just keep doing it. Like, if we didn't have that in hand, I'd be really worried here. But because we do have it, I think we're in the game still. We have a shot. They're probably trying to figure out if they have a way of actually finishing out the game here. Or they're just taking a break, you know, whatever. I'm actually surprised. I thought this deck was going to be a little bit more janky, but I feel like it's actually holding up fairly well. It's doing its thing. We've found the right pieces pretty consistently. This River's Rebuke has definitely been, like, maybe we want 2 of them, because we do have some ramp in the deck. With Dryad and Lana War Elves. So getting it up, it's like, having it be cheaper is nice. Right, no big payoff. We'll take our beats for a turn again. Not going to block with Evolution Sage. We don't want to lose it. Hope they don't play Shalai. Shalai would be the worst possible thing. Giving them hexproof. What are you doing? Alright, down to 8. Really confused there. Alright, well, let's just play out Forest. This way we can attack in for a little bit more. Rivers Rebuke you. Reset the board on their side. They can create a token. So we won't swing in with Lana or Elves. So swing in here. They could have, like, deal damage to target attacking or blocker. It'd be great if they block here. That's sweet. They win by going wide. Yeah, okay. So that's fine. We're down to 8. Magistrate, Scepter, and Dryad for the next turn is going to be pretty nice. We can actually just play out the Scepter and... How much mana do we have? We can get it close to... We can get it to where we can take an extra turn on the next turn. It swings in. Can we survive the turn after that? That's the question. I think once we do, we get to a point where we can win this. So Magistrate, Scepter. I hate that we have to tap all of our blockers. Unsummon's probably the best thing here. Over Llanowar. Okay, pass the turn. Can we survive? If they find a Heliod, we do not survive, I think. Actually, we can bounce Linden. Okay, Soul Warden, that's fine. We can deal with that. I think we've got it here. I think we've got a shot. Sarah Ascendant, yep, that's big, that's massive, that's disgusting. But we survive. As soon as they go to combat, we'll bounce Linden. And I think that we can keep him from playing another turn. So bounce Linden. They can attack with Daxos. Another Dryad would be sweet. So no blocks. We get, with Dryad we have 4 per turn. So yeah, we have basically infinite mana now. So first off, Dryad. Yep, that's fine. Whatever. Fable Passage. Got Proliferate. We'll go ahead and get the Nissa out here. I have to tap this way so that we can use the Fable Passage.
I will aid you.
Tick up on Forest.
The land fights for us.
Okay, start proliferating. Dude, this is so fun. All right. Grab a Forest. Yep. We'll go ahead and play out the Llanowar Elves. Okay, so take an extra turn here. No attacks. Can we play it again? I didn't realize. Alright, sweet. Yep, grab island. That's fine. Yep, proliferate again. Alright. Dude, this is so fun. Let's go ahead and draw a card first and proliferate. I just want to see if we can hit, yeah, more ways to do this. Alright, so extra turn. Evolution Sage. We can do that whenever we want. So I'd rather have a big board first. Okay, Fable Passage, yep. Oh, this is so fun. Alright, I love this. Yep, submit again. Yep, Alright, so Infinite Turns already online. We're gonna already have all of our basic forests, so actually it doesn't even matter if we use Nissa's ability because we can get it with Fable Passage. Yep. Yeah, Fable Passage. Oh, this is so fun. Do we attack in here? I think we do. So we go ahead and attack. We need to start killing their board so that we can finish the game a little bit quicker. Dude, we proliferated so many times with this. Even if they killed our things, it would have been totally fine too. Alright, so we still have an extra turn. Yep, our turn again. Take an extra turn now. Another Dryad. Yep, that's fine. You can gain some life. That's fine. Get another Forest out there.
My elemental friend.
Yep, start proliferating. Sack it. Oh man, it's just so good when everything's going really well for you, you know? Alright, yeah. We're gonna go ahead and put on the pressure for these first couple turns. They're gonna keep playing it out, so that's nice. We have another Dryad, so we're gonna get all of the basic lands out of our deck. Fable Passage still works though, just fine. These guys are just big enough now that we can swing in and not have them die at a double block. Not that it really matters. Okay, attack, attack, attack. Already we have at least however many extra turns. Oh man, this is fun. And I'm actually surprised because you really don't need tons of pieces. The Crucible of Worlds is big. I think I'm only running 2 copies, and maybe I should be running more. Because Fable Passage, Crucible of Worlds, maybe we should also have Evolving Wilds or something. But as soon as you have Dryad, Evolution Sage, Crucible Worlds, and Magistrate Scepter, it is a lot of combo pieces that make it all work. But even if you have Nissa, I mean, a lot of these pieces, as long as you have you know, a few things on the battlefield, and you can do it all on the turn that you get it too, so it's not like that difficult. So take an extra turn, put a charge counter onto this, create a guy.
Be wary of the ground you walk on.
Yep, Fable Passage, start proliferating things again. Attack it. Grab nothing. Proliferate again. And I'm glad that they're letting us play this out. This is kind of cool. Maybe they're trying to see what all that we have in the deck. But yeah, this is actually how it works out. So Fable Passage still works. As long as we have these Dryads, we can play multiple turns, do all this awesomeness. Life is still very, very good and happy for us. Yep, sack it. Fine. Can we play it again? No. Alright, so attack, 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 attack. We could probably get close to winning. That's fine. And we probably could have attacked with everything there, but we can for sure on the next turn. Down to 14. Yeah, gain some life. And we'll attack in. Sweet! Alright. Oh man. Down to negative 83. We could have gotten further for sure. Especially with another evolution stage. That was a sweet draw. Did I have fun in the match? Yeah, that was lots of fun. That was really cool. Oh, yes, yes, yes. Sweet. Alright, let's see if we can do that again. Man, these games might be going longer than I was anticipating, though. I mean, when you take extra turns, up against Gapple, bring on Gapple. Yeah, this seems good. Castle Vantress a little bit awkward. They're every basic land type. So if we get out the Dryad, then this will come in untapped. So if we get any untapped land to get to Dryad for turn 3, we're in okay shape. If we don't, I'm still happy with this hand. Can never go digging for stuff. Flux Channeler to kind of keep us digging things from the graveyard if we need to. Growth Spiral. Okay. Let's hope they don't steal our stuff. Alright, there we go. Sweet. Dryad. Play out. Guess we don't really need to hold it up. Yeah, pass the turn. Alright, so we're ramping pretty well. Crucible of Worlds would actually be pretty sweet. We could just really, really ramp here. Ooh. That is annoying. That means River's Rebuke won't work. Unsummon is not bad, though. Alright, we'll just slow down the game a little bit. Unsummon, Tameo. Dig for Nissa.
Let me aid your research.
Alright, we found the Crucible of Worlds. And Magistrate Scepter, though. Attack in. Not really a good way to proliferate just yet, though. It's a carry.
No time. Let's slow this down.
Alright, Bant, good stuff. I'm not sure, will they be playing a counterspell? Probably. Let's just ramp here. Grab Crucible of Worlds. Okay, Omen of the Sea, sweet. Alright.
The storied past holds our future.
Have we played a land yet? No, we've not. I'm not sure how much I want to be showing them of this deck. A Crucible of Worlds. Fabled Passage. Sack it, grab. I guess forests are better if we do hit Nissa. Dryad number 2. Okay, attack Teferi first.
Hey, that was uncalled for.
Okay, Fabled Passage. Yeah. So we're gonna have enough mana to use the Magistrate Scepter next turn, and that's what matters. I think that we're about out here. Can we play it again? No, we can't. All right. All right. In very, very good shape here. Very good shape. Please tap out. Counterspell is probably the only thing. All right. Yeah, opponent scoops it up. We just have way too much mana value. I feel like that was still a little bit early to scoop. They did see Magistrate Scepter in the graveyard, though, so if they knew that we had a way to play it, it could have been bad. Bad for them. All right, sweet. 3-1. This deck is actually crushing people right now. That was a very well put together deck we just beat. And it was pretty soundly too. Like, there's just some fun stuff. I think we probably do want more Crucible Worlds. It just seems like such a powerful thing. And I think we do want maybe 1 or 2 Evolving Wilds, just because Fabled Passage is great, but there's only 4 of them. If we can have 6 copies of something like that, it'll be much better. So I'm not going to make the changes for this right now because we're in an event. But if you guys want to add those changes to the deck, I think that's a good way to go. I think 3 Crucible Worlds would be fine. Having multiples isn't necessarily great. That's part of the reason we have 4 Tamios, is to be able to dig for everything that we need. Maybe the card that proliferates as you draw isn't good enough. I actually, that's probably the biggest weakness of our deck. I feel like we could get rid of that pretty easily and find something better. Even like Uro would be pretty good in that slot. All right, Dryad. If we hit land, we have Nissa on turn 3. Give me lands. Yes, most excellent. Alright, untap. Yop. Swing them in. Alright, and we can also just do that with this deck as well. Like, Nissa is a great win condition. Questing Beast is your whatever. We're actually not gonna block. It is a little bit weird here.
Do not test me.
All right, there we go. So, Flux Channeler. Untap Forest.
Harness the elements.
Flux Channeler. Unsummon Questing Beast. Proliferate a few times. Yep, summon again. Attack in. Now we have a blocker for Questing Beast as well. They're down to 3. Burning Tree Emissary, okay, that's fine. And Questing Beast, okay. Cool. Cool. Yep, you're dead, son. And let's use that. Sweet. Oh, dude, I'm loving this deck. I just kind of threw stuff together. And like each piece has been impressing me like quite a bit. So okay then, we're just gonna keep on going. This is really, really fun. Oh man, yeah, you guys have got to try this deck out. This is fun. There are a lot of mythics in the deck. That is the biggest issue. There's a lot of mythics and rares. So it's an expensive deck. It's hard to get. This might be one that's a little bit more fun to play like in paper too, if you guys want to check it out. I'll have a link down below to Fusion Gaming so you guys can try it out. We're on the play. 3 drops on the play is better. You guys have heard me say this how many times now? Right. Play 4 is pass the turn. We have a lot of good things, but I mean, Dryads aren't great without lots of lands. Well, there is a land. Right, pass the turn. I think our Tamiyo is going to be digging for Crucible of Worlds first. Here's Magistrate Scepter. Go ahead and get it on the battlefield. If we get to a point where we can proliferate, like on these turns where we're not really doing anything, it may be okay to go ahead and do that. Alright, probably taking Tamiyo or Nissa. Everything else is pretty well, just not as good. Ooh, Fable Passage. Okay, okay, play Fable Passage, and I'm actually just going to activate Magistrate Scepter. Getting any extra turn, I think, is worthwhile here. All the stuff that we have in hand is good, but not amazing, so we'll just pass the turn. Getting to a Nissa would be nice. I'm assuming they're just holding up Counterspell. A Dryad. A tap for green. Grab a... I guess an island, that's fine. Okay, play Line of War, pass the turn. Alright, so we have the mana for Nissa now. The nice thing is that Dryad does turn these into basic force as well. Yeah, go for Nissa. Probably gets countered. Got Ionize. I want to be holding on to the lands for Evolution Sage. It's a tough choice. Or do I just actually want to be able to have mana to play my things? Let's play it out tapped, pass the turn. I'm guessing Ritual of Soot is in here. That would be really bad for us. Okay, Nicol Bolas, drop the other Dryad. Unsummon. I guess doesn't do much or anything. Yeah, pass the turn. I think we'll just Magistrate Scepter, maybe bounce this. If they have land, let's see, so you exile this one and then return. Let's go ahead and bounce it, just in case they do have the ability to use his thing. We discard the Evolution Sage, that's fine. But they had the ability to transform him, so I still think that's the better play. Let's hope they don't have Brazen Borrower. Oh, Blink of an Eye. Yeah. I'm actually going to drop the Magistrate Scepter here. Oh, we got another one. Alright, Evolution Sage. Second Magistrate Scepter. Sweet. Alright, pass the turn. No attacks. They get to flip Nicol Bolas, though, and that is bad. Yeah, opponent's in good game. It's not completely over yet.
Multiverse is at my disposal.
Oh, they get in this. Yeah, that's bad.
Strange and magnificent world. Rise, my elemental friend.
Do we have Fable Patches in the graveyard? Alright. I'm staying in this game because we actually are still in this game. So play out Dryad. No attacks past the turn. So if we can find Crucible of Worlds,
Behold, nature's true
we have
power.
infinite turns. Still.
I know what must be done.
So tap out, and if we find Crucible of Worlds, we win. Okay, no Crucible of Worlds. Yeah, put charge counter on. Proliferate. No attacks, pass the turn. These Dryads are at least pretty good blockers for 3/3s. That's pretty nice.
The land fights for us.
We know that they have Triad the Canary.
Like the phases of the moon, life waxes
Takes our Tameo.
and wanes.
I'm gonna mute this guy. Mute you.
I have learned much
Ionize.
from my
Alright,
ancestors.
yeah, that's probably game now. Okay, Fable Passage. Submit. Sack Fable Passage. Alright, so we get an extra turn. We did that. No attacks. Contentious plan. Let's see if they counter this. That's fine. Alright, so we still have another turn to survive. Pass the turn. And let's hope they aren't holding up more counter spells. They might just flip this for Nicol Bolas again. So the thing that they may be forgetting is if they can actually steal back this Dryad, everything becomes a basic forest for Nissa. Why would you ever
The
ultimate
land
Nissa?
will help us
Get it
find
back
a way.
again? You don't have any forests in your graveyard. That was the silliest thing I've ever seen. Alright. Sounds good.
There are none greater than I.
Yeah, that's cool. They still have a lot of mana untapped at the moment.
I will protect the virtue of this world.
But we're not
Be
dead.
wary of the ground you walk on.
Not a land. Okay, Magistrate Scepter number 2. Pass the turn. It's kind of surprising that we're still in this game. I'm actually kind of impressed with this deck. Like, they've got a lot of stuff going on, but infinite turns, like, if we can get it, and all we need is Crucible Worlds at this point. That's the only thing we need to resolve. So yeah, I think we do need more Crucible Worlds. There's other stuff that would do okay as well. Like, even just hitting another Fable Passage would be nice. Okay, that's game. Alright, good game. Cool. Man, that was a bummer loss. I don't like losing to people that are annoying like that as well. But the deck was still performing fairly well. Like, we were in top deck mode, so I think that instead of the card that proliferates and draws, which it was okay, it was nice. It let us get to a point where we could take an extra turn. And that's kind of the whole idea of it, is if we have Flux Channeler, if we have that kind of thing, the extra proliferate and drawing cards is nice, but maybe just an opt would be better. You know, just to be able to dig a little bit deeper for the pieces that we need. I think we need something for early game. Urge Rebuke is nice. Dryad's pretty nice. If we were on the draw, or on the play, I'd like this hand more. It can be better. I hate mulliganing sometimes, though. Alright, this is pretty good. Keep this, drop. Evolution Sage. Flux Channeler is actually better in this hand, so yeah, we'll drop that. We'll keep the Magistrate Scepter because it's our combo piece. Hope they don't have discard. Okay, Forest Pass turn. These are having like a kind of a glitch when you play them out. Like the forest text is coming out on the sides and stuff. All right, Thought Erasure. Probably Magistrate Scepter. Tamiyo takes it though, so Tamiyo is probably the best thing to get rid of in our hand. In fact, they can't cause us to discard cards or sacrifice permanents. So yeah, Tamiyo is just really good here. We will just Contentious Plan though. We need to hit card draw. Hit our lands. Man. So here's something we could do. If they aren't going to go too aggressive, we can get Magistrate Scepter, turn 4, put a counter onto it. I know it's crazy, but then turn 5, Flux Channeler, Proliferate twice. Pretty much anything else starts getting us close to infinite turns, just if we draw anything close to decent. Contentious Plan just, I think, makes it a little bit easier to do all of that. So let's just go ahead and draw a card. Drawing cards is good. Llanowar Elves will be nice. Alright. Llanowar Elves, Fable Passage. Pass the turn. I should have played Breaking Bull tapped. It's better. I don't know what I'm thinking. Okay, this is Mill Yourself deck, it looks like. We can handle this. Luckily, there's not really much damage output at the moment. And hopefully not too much interaction. Okay, Forest. Okay, Magistrate Scepter. Llanowar, Green Pull tapped. Pass the turn. They know that we have double Flux Channeler. If they have more discard, it's fine if one of them goes away. Okay, Witching Well. Yeah, milling themselves. That's what I figured. Alright, so this is the infinite deck. I'm trying to remember what... it's Underworld Breach. Underworld Breach is what makes this go the rest of the way. They get to a point where they have... I'm trying to remember the way that they actually win. Is it through Thassa's Oracle? So they're actually fairly close to winning this turn. Oh, they only have one Mox Amber. They need another one. Land would be okay. We can play a Flux Channeler, put a counter onto this. If we do survive another turn, Flux Channeler can be pretty nice as well. We can maybe play Flux Channeler into something that proliferates, and then we'll be able to take extra turns, maybe. I mean, luckily we have lots of turns to wait at the moment. Keeps one on top, one bottom. It doesn't seem like they're in a place to necessarily win the game. Swings in. Yep, no blocks. That's fine. Down to 13. They land. Land is grand. We get to Flux Channeler. Now we have blockers. And pass the turn. Emery. Okay, there's another Mox Amber. Do they have the Underworld Breach in hand? If they do, I think it's infinite at this point. Okay, another one. Alright, so they do have it. I can't remember if it is or not. Most likely not. They have enough stuff in the graveyard that I think this is game. We'll play it out though, because I think this is the final game. So we'll go ahead and let them play it out. So yeah, this is a fun one. Diligent Excavator, as long as they have enough that they can keep filling up their graveyard to keep being able to play the Mox Ambers. They empty their entire board. All they have to do is find Thassa's Oracle now. And the Mox Ambers create basically infinite mana. Yeah, because every time they come in, they can tap one to add mana to do other things. So plays Mox Amber, yap, yap, yap. I just haven't seen the Thassa's Oracle yet. But I'm pretty sure this is game over. Emery. I don't think they're in danger of milling themselves before they actually get the ability to Thassa's Oracle. They're not actually going for the infinite mana plan, or adding mana yet. Yeah, so they get to mill themselves more. Underworld Breach says that as long as you can play a card for its cost, which is 0 for Mox Ambers, and then exile 3 cards. So as long as you're milling 4 cards, which with 2 Diligent Excavators they are, or with other things in there, you have enough cards in the graveyard that you can mill yourself all the way down, and they forget to put a Thassa's Oracle in the deck. I'm not seeing it still. It's like the very last card. There it is, alright. Yeah, good game. Alright. They can technically mill less if they want to now. And they do also need the Emery so that they can actually tap for blue mana. That is the other side of it. Yeah. So I think that if we had found any non-creature spell off the top of our deck there, which I kind of wish we could see, we would have at least got to a 1 turn, additional turn. I would have liked to have seen if we could have gotten to a point to go infinite there. Or not infinite, but lots of turns. There is that possibility. Anyway, 4-3, not a bad record, especially for a deck I thought was very janky. I wasn't expecting that really at all. But after playing it, I'm like, there's actually a lot of things in there, and I do want to see if I can maybe tweak it a little bit more. We could have played that one a little bit more aggressively towards Magistrate as well. We played a little bit more ramp instead. And we probably could have gotten it a little bit quicker. But Contentious Plan, I think, is a card I'd probably take out of here, find some more stuff, at least more Crucible Worlds, because that really is a big part of the combo piece with Dryad and everything. And it's just really good. Anyway, so this deck is fun. I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, please leave a like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Thanks so much, and bye-bye.